Hey, welcome back. My name is Steve. Today we're going to go do a foundation hole, and we were supposed to start the foundation hole today, but we're not going to get to it because the homeowner wanted to cut his own trees and he never finished, and then he gave up, got overwhelmed, and then he asked us to clean up the mess that he made, which he's a great guy, awesome customer. But I mean, let's call it what it is. Whenever you drop trees on top of trees and everything, it's a mess. Now the problem is I can't have my regular tree guys go clean this up because he dropped it all on top of each other. And a regular land clearing guys, they do not want to chip up big tangled balls of crap mixed in with dirt and whatever. So that's why I own this old chipper, is when situations like this happen. I don't know what I put this here with last, but it's not the same height as the pickup. Maybe it's sunk. This pickup truck is a rot box now, but it runs so good. It was originally my dad's truck. I had a twin to it, a red one. You can see how much I use this thing. Sometimes you gotta give it the hoya. All right. So when I bought this machine, the guy had given me a whole bunch of knives, boxes of knives. Actually, we could probably flip those ones again. Like, I think I already flipped these, but they're still look pretty sharp. I don't know. I'm gonna take those off, but if I decide to change them, I'm down to the last set of knives. They're flippable, and I think you can sharpen them. I was told, but they're like razor sharp. And then you just crack it loose like that. And then what I'd like to do is take the Allen wrench and I just go like this. See, that's what the bolt looks like. I changed all the knives. I put the other box of knives back in my basement because I was able to flip those. So they're flippable. And I did put some Never Sees on them. I didn't put a lot, but everyone knows how Never Sees is. I had a hell of a time getting them knives off. You take some sandpaper on the back and you clean it really good, and then you take, well, I take all of them off, and then you clean where they sit, so they sit flat, because you want the blade to line up perfect again. They should line up straight. I'm not gonna climb in there, but pretend this is the anvil right there. The knife comes by like this on an angle, real close to it. I forget the thousandths that it is when you adjust it, but it comes real close like that. And the wood comes in through here, and then it chips it off. If those are not sitting perfect and there's dirt behind them, you can't properly adjust it, because if one's sticking out too much, it'll hit the anvil, which I've had happen when I first bought this because I didn't know enough about it. I had to buy a new anvil, and that other set of knives got tossed. So anyways, that's that.
Alrighty guys, and today we're starting this house lot. We're gonna be cleaning it up first. We didn't drop these trees. The builder, who's also the homeowner, he was dropping them here, and he got to this point here and then decided to pay us to do the rest. And it's a bit of a mess, but you know, he's not a tree guy from what I know. He's a builder. So we're here cleaning it up. We're gonna pick through it all, and we're gonna chip the majority of the brush. I mean, I want to chip all the brush, but we're gonna pick through some of the logs, and you can see he's got a log pile back there. But yeah, that's how it's going now. This is where the entry in the driveway is coming up. So what we're doing is we're picking out the little stumps that were all right there. They're just, you know, small little tree stumps, kind of like stuff like that. Picking through all that, getting all that brush was just laying there. Getting all that out of the way. Because this entryway right here looked like that. So, you know, you cut it down, drop it all here, and look at that. Pluck that out like a cherry. Nice. He's shaking his head. He says this is a mess. But, you know, that's what we signed up for. that little guy out. Oh. So we're gonna get the chipper up there now. We got the chain that we got from Janelco. It's our one of our lifting chains. Just didn't want to risk, you know, busting up a smaller chain to do this. Gonna figure out how we want to position this and then where we want the pile to be, because we are gonna scoop out and remove the chips with the triaxle. So you can see, got this path cleared out. It's not stripped yet, but we're gonna be doing that after we're done getting rid of all this.
He's got to wait for it to cool down before he shuts it off. That was, I'm so sick of that damn thing. I guess I should do something about it. The pin doesn't line up with the holes, and the band clamp, it's got a like a strap, like an old, I'll show you. Okay, so this thing here, the bolt popped off, the bolt in the back, but it's got this rusty clamp mechanism. Why? Because we don't use it all the time. So this clamp, you tighten up this bolt here, and that pinches that and that together, and it stops it from spinning. When you have it on the back of a truck, it's fine because it's got this pin and it goes through the hole. Problem is that holes, or those holes, don't line up with wherever you want to shoot most of the time, so you end up having to try to tighten this clamp.
How much does this thing weigh?
I don't know. A lot.
Holy shit.
I got lifting straps. Anyways, let's go get a bolt. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure some douchebag in the comments will cry about that because...
Hey, you know what I gotta say to them? Look at this chipper. Like, dude, look at this thing. Franken chipper. You kidding me?
Yeah, but everything is mint. Like, it's a lot...
but everything is mint.
Everything is perfect.
I love this thing. We love this chipper.
Dude, this thing, to be honest with you, I'm soaking wet here with sweat. And
Yeah, fun fact, this is actually the first piece of equipment that was painted blue. When I worked at the hardware store in high school still, I just started coming home with spray paint cans and started painting the thing blue.
Yeah, fun fact, this is the cheapest piece of equipment with the highest RSI.
ROI.
ROI.
Return on investment.
What's RSI?
Relative Strength Index.
All right. Stock trader right there. So this machine has been the highest return on investment machine I've ever bought, believe it or not.
How much you get it for?
I bought this for $3,500, and I have sunk into the motor right away when I first bought it. $800 rebuild kit off of eBay, and then we went out and just, like you see, just shoved shit through it. Just
Because
this
I
thing
mean, what
makes-
it would cost us thousands if we were to like stuff this into a truck and go dump it at the
We're
material
actually
yards.
doing a lot better than I thought. So I drilled out this hole where that bolt broke because the hole was what do you call it? Egged out. So the hole was egged out. So in order to fix that, because I think what was happening was when you have an egged out hole, there's too much play and then it shears the bolt off. So I drilled it out and I'm putting this oversized grade 8 bolt in it, and I got it so it fits in there so tight that I'm just barely having to thread it through, and then hopefully I'm gonna put this lock washer on, lock nut, and put that on it. And then I also want to put some never sees on that other bolt, the clamp bolt, because the problem I was having is this wouldn't clamp tight enough because it was bottoming out. This bolt was bottoming out there. So what I did was I got a bunch of washers for now and put it on this side, and that'll keep this way more, so that this will tighten up more. So hopefully this works. I did come home to do this because I have a whole bunch of these bolts in the pick-a-nut thing, and we're not that far from the house, so it's probably like a 5-6 minute ride maybe. There we go. All right, it ain't perfect because this plate's kind of bent, but it's tight now. It's not loose and flopping around like it was. So it still closes in and out. So let's get a lifting strap to lift that chute back up because it's heavy, and drive back there and go to work. All right. I got these lifting straps from Cat. They're rated. They they're stamped rated, so if OSHA shows up and says, "How much is that?" I can be like, "That much." That's what they do, by the way. I've had them show up. I also put some never sees on that bolt because that was also part of the problem. It was binding up in there. And then, obviously I showed you I stacked the washers. Believe it or not, we're actually doing pretty good here today, because I thought we were going to only get the equipment mobilized to this job and get it opened up to get the equipment in here and staged, and we were going to start tomorrow. So even though this is a hiccup, it's not that bad. You know what else is nice about these is they tell you the rating when it's vertical lift, choker, and basket lift. So basket lift is 3,100 pounds. So I don't think we need to do that. All this talk of OSHA is for nothing, because I'm gonna stick this on the tooth. Come down a little bit. A little more, just a touch more. Little more. That's good, stop right there. I'm gonna put the giant handcuff. All right. Far out, man. These are nice. All right, move that bucket. Yeah. That's the way to go. All right, I can't turn it no more. But if you look, see the gap in the threads? And you see how many washers I put on? So that gives you an idea of what was going on here. And I think being loose like that is what snapped that bolt maybe, because there was too much play and the hole got oblonged. And then when you oblong a hole and the bolt's not tight, it tends to shear the bolt off. So it's on there now. Back to business. He said a big cloud of sawdust come out of where the anvil is and blew in his face through the screen. Alright, good morning. Sun's out, but there's no humidity today. Well, there wasn't this morning.
Oh, it's humid now, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like nine something. We're in a really nice, dense, yeah, like he was saying, densely populated neighborhood with like really fancy houses. So I didn't really want to start too early running this chipper, just because, yeah, I mean, also our town is, I'm just gonna say it, the people in our town are known for being snobby, and they're very uppity. And so, I mean, not all of them. We did have an old guy. The old guys are cool. Old guy stopped by yesterday, this guy Dave, and he's like, oh, I love to watch that thing eat trees.
Yeah,
so
he was cool.
He was cool, but I was getting some very, very dirty looks. I left here at 5:30, and I was getting some very dirty looks from some unhappy women, and I could tell from looking at them they were not happy, and they would stand in front of the house lot with their hands on their hips and just stare. So that's the problem where we live now, is wherever there's land, they cram in a house. We're like, what would you call where we live? Like suburban city-ish?
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
Now it's just dense suburb.
Dense suburb is what he's saying, but wherever there's a piece of property left on Cape Cod, there's someone cramming a house in there. And for some reason, everybody's okay with, you know, when their house was built and when they came into the neighborhood and they cleared it and they made a bunch of noise and they had truck traffic and, and they had the wilderness getting cut down, and they put the sunlight into someone else's yard and wrecked their grass. And I mean, I've heard every story there is. But when you go to do it, now all of a sudden it's different. Now they don't like it.
Now
so
they're checking the bylaws to see if they can stop you.
yeah, I don't know if you heard him, but he says now they're checking the bylaws to see if they can stop you. So we've actually had people come over and be like, we've been doing jobs and have people come over and be like, how are they doing this? I just ran through the bylaw and you can't do this and that. And we're like, it's a permitted job. Call the town, and if the building inspector comes out, because they deal with zoning and everything, this has been in the works. Anything that we're doing has been in the works probably through engineering and permitting for a year. You guys that watch my channel all the time know that if I'm doing this job, it was booked months ago because of the permitting process. So it's like for a homeowner who saw a vacant dirt lot, or a vacant wooded lot, to just come up and think that we just started doing this today, and that they're gonna put a stop to it, good luck. Anyways, enough chit chat, let's get going, because I'm actually in a really, really good mood today because the air is crisp. When I can't breathe, I am in a foul mood. I do not like humidity. Today, I feel fantastic. All right, it's almost 5 o'clock. I've got a lot cleaned up. I've actually been here by myself since noon. Bryson had a log hit his foot, and I made him go home and put ice on it. It smacked it pretty good. It was the butt end of a branch. Whacked him in the, like where the shoelaces are on your boot. I had him go home, and I was gonna come back, and I was just gonna start doing stumps and stuff because I don't like to run this chipper without anybody with me, but I'm so busy with work that I broke my own rule, and I was just running it, feeding it with the excavator. Sometimes it jams the feed wheels, so what I do is I would just jump out and, I park the excavator right there, and I would just jump out of the excavator, run over and hit the lever in reverse, and then pull it again until it went again. So I was doing it by myself. I'll see you guys tomorrow maybe, but right now what I gotta do is I gotta go home, take a shower, and I gotta take my beautiful, lovely wife out to dinner because it is our 21st wedding anniversary. So I gotta do that. Oh, just drop that in the crack.
But it's Monday morning.
It's Monday morning and I'm trying to beat the downpour. It is raining right now. They say buy local, keep your business local. I try, I really try. But this air filter from Napa, $116, okay? And I'm not complaining like it's 116 bucks, oh my God, because you guys have seen me spend some serious cake on parts and stuff. But when I Googled the part number, okay, all the other websites is like 30, 40, I think the most expensive one I saw was 57 bucks. $116, I could get this thing for like $40. When the markup is more than the part, how do you continue to do business locally? Okay, so this is the filter. $116 for this. It's ridiculous.
What do you mean? It's a nice filter. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's because they give you a washer.
Oh.
That's what it is.
That justifies it.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go sit in the pickup and wait for the downpour to pass by. I mean, I'm getting soaked right now.
Yeah, I'm going to need to throw a new shirt on.
I'm not worried about that. I'll dry out later. See,
not today you won't.
That's it.
For that, at least, thank God. Look at that pile, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a big pile of chips.
Dude, look how far back.
They'll turn this into mulch.
All these chips back here are nice.
Yeah.
Hey, throw that in the tub grinder. Good mulch.
Yeah. That's why I blew them against this row of stumps here to stop them from going farther, because you can see it'll throw them pretty clean clear into the woods. But once you pack this in, it's probably like 2 triaxle loads, maybe. But I got to cut up those logs and stack them. So that's gonna do it for this one. I'm going to start a new video for stumping and stripping this lot and digging the cellar hole, basement hole, foundation, whatever you want to call it. I know I don't talk right, don't care either. You have anything you'd like to add before we depart? Chipper go broom.
Yeah, if you guys are clearing a lot and dropping trees, drop a row at a time and move that stuff, then drop the next row and move that.
Yeah. This guy was very ambitious, but I mean
he doesn't seem like he's a tree guy, so all props to him for dropping it.
he's definitely not a tree guy. He's a carpenter.
Yeah, I mean, props to him for doing it, because I wouldn't have, so.
He handles wood, just not in this fashion. So, you know, everybody wants to clear their own lot. It's kind of like the American dream. Buy a piece of property, go in there, clear it, tell your grandkids how you did your own lot, but...
Like, chains in a couple bulldozers.
What?
Yeah, get a couple big chains and a bulldozer, just drag the lot. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, you ain't...
Not here.
Yeah, you ain't doing that on Cape Cod. You'd, what would you do, make one circle? I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. I've seen the video. I do know what he's talking about, but... Whatever. Alright, so we'll catch you on the next one.